Okay, now that we've done our topography rendering, we are going to look at doing some rendering in the interior of the house. And first of all, we need to get some views of those interior views, and we can do that by coming into our furniture plan layer, come up and grab the camera, and I'm going to just take it from the door here and out that way. Now I've already taken this picture, so I'm not going to actually click on this one, but you can put it in somewhere around there, and I'll just cancel out of that and come and show you the one that I've done, which is just here. I have this particular view here. Now when we do a render, as you remember, we come into view, we choose render, we'll get this box coming up, and we can select different schemes. Usually it has been set on exterior sun only, so it was showing only the outside of the house, and medium setting. Now if we use that, I've pre-prepared these because they do take a little while to do, as you're aware. If we have a look at that and I come down and look at this one, I've called it dark interior, so I've used the sun exterior lighting only, and this is what we get. Okay, you can see there's some nice sun shadows coming through the door over here and a little bit through the window here, but in essence the rest of the room is extremely dark. If we go back into our render, and I've got to come right back to our view and change this lighting setting, you'll notice that we can change it to interior sun only. Okay, if we click on that one and we do the render, click on render. Again, I've done this and saved it already to cut down on some time, and I have light interior. So let's have a look at that one. It looks a lot better. It's on a medium render in Revit, which we know the render in the cloud is going to be much better, but it's giving us a good idea of what it's looking like. And that's not too bad, actually. It's not too bad. But the roof here is black. There's no ceiling in the house at the moment, so it's just really showing nothing up the top. And when we're inside, we often have lights on, and lights give different types of reflection, different types of shadow. So let's have a look at how we can put in some lights into our house. So we need to have a ceiling to put any lights in for a start. So I'm coming over to, you may have seen this group of plans before, but it's the ceiling plans, not to be confused with the ones you've been working in, which are the floor plans. The ceiling plan also has a ground floor. So if I click in that ground floor, and it brings up this view. We quickly have a look at the properties of that view. You'll see that when we go in to put the ceiling in, you'll see what I mean about the heights of it. So we want to put a ceiling in, and you see it's pretty confusing there at the moment, pretty confusing. So I'm just going to go into 3D, and I'm going to select my roof in 3D and hide temporarily. And now you can see that there is some ceilings in there, because I've put some in before this tutorial because I don't want to do them all in the one time. But you can see that these are ceilings that have been put in. We've still got this big space that goes down the hallway and into the family room to put a ceiling into, and that's the one I'm going to show you how to put one in. So I'm just doing that so we can see when you're finished, you can come in and check just to make sure you do have all the ceilings in. So hide the roof and put those in. Go back into my view of the ceiling. Make sure you're in the ground floor ceiling plan again, and then come up and select ceiling from the architectural ribbon. In the properties, you'll notice that we have some various ones to choose from, and I'm choosing basic ceiling generic. We do have another one, 13 millimeters. I'm going to use this one. Okay, and you'll see that the height offset from the ground floor is 2,687. Remember, our walls, I think, were 2.7 high, so it's just dropping down a little bit, and it's putting that in there, and it's going to be bounded by the room. So make sure those things are ticked in yours. You'll notice when we've come into that, we have our modify and place ceiling section come up, and it says automatic and sketch. Automatic, if we come over our drawing, you'll see it'll pick up an area that needs to have a ceiling in it, whether it be in these little rooms, even in the pantry, and that's a good way of doing it. We can also sketch the ceiling in, but at this stage, this is just perfect for us. It does exactly what we want to. If there's a ceiling already in that room and you click on it, remember when I showed you the 3D view, we had ceilings all in these bedrooms, you'll get a message, a warning, okay? So it means don't put the ceiling in there, okay? Just click that off and it won't let you put a ceiling in. This one, on the other hand, we know doesn't have a ceiling in it, so I'm just going to click in it. And look, nothing seems to happen. Don't worry, it's put a ceiling in. If I click again, you'll see I get the warning again saying, hang on, you're trying to put in a double there, so I'm not going to do that. Just to check on that, we can come back into our 3D view and just check to see, yes, we've got our ceilings in all the way across the house now. So that's how we can put our ceilings in to our house. And now we're ready to go in and put in some lights into that ceiling so that we can give that interior a much more realistic look. Remember, to have lights in a building, you must have a ceiling to put those or hang those lights off of.